Hi there. This is a video about our trip to Bali. Bali is in Indonesia and is a relatively small island in the country. However, even as small as it can be a full day trip just to travel across. We stayed at the Green Garden Hotel in Kuta initially. We got the recommendation from an Australian couple's vlog, and it was as nice as they described. And the friendly staff. Kuta is, unfortunately, a very crowded part of the island. We rented a car, but took it back within a day and recommend you don't unless you're used to white-knuckle driving. Roads are so narrow, you have to stop and pull in the mirror to get by other cars at times. Grab and Gojek are plentiful and cheap. I know a lot of people that are younger rent motorcycles, but there's a couple of glitches there. First, it's not that safe. And number two is you can't actually legally rent a motorcycle unless you've got a motorcycle license in your home country. The reason is that an international driver's license is not a license. It's simply a translation of your legal license from your home country. So if you don't have that category on your international driver's license, which is a copy, then you can't rent a motorcycle. If you do that in Thailand, you'll get pulled over and fined. After that disastrous attempt at renting a car, the driver that brought us from the airport did tours on the side. So we gave him a call and he set up a tour for us. It was well worth the effort and money. First place on the tour was a textile factory. This shows the sequence from a simple design to the final design. I think that's the final design. Just variations. Next, we visited a gold and silver manufacturer where they had also a museum of some very impressive jewelry. Sandy liked this necklace, so we bought it. The tour also included a tour of the workshops. And we got to try our hand at it. Next, we went to a compound where various artists were displaying their art. Even though we liked some of the art there, we just didn't have the capacity to take it with us on the rest of our tours. Next, we got a tour of a coffee and tea plantation. Wow, those are hard to pick.
until the red one.
Until they're red. I have you on video making coffee.
Really making coffee,
I'm going to send this to your daughters.
Hey, this is a good backup when there's no power.
And the outrageously expensive civet coffee, where the beans come out in the civet poop. And of course, we got to taste and eventually buy some of the teas and coffees there. Next, we were taken to an ancient volcano. The caldera is huge and includes a lake. In the center is Mount Batur, which is the cone of the volcano. We were served lunch there, and by this time we'd gotten way more than our money's worth for the tour. It's just a fabulous tour for the price. Next, we went to some rice fields, which is the view that Bali is actually famous for. This particular one has swings, which people dress up in, and zip lines to go across the valley. Last stop on the tour was a temple, which I can't remember the name of. Of course, we dressed the part. This is our driver and guide, super friendly guy. Wish I could remember his name. If you know it, post it in the comments, as well as his number. He was very knowledgeable along the entire route. Since I didn't have a mic on my wife, I wasn't picking up his audio very well.
When the celebration in the temple, we bring the offering. Some people in Bali we have the moped. All women bring the offering. They start from over there, walking maybe 1 kilo, 2 kilo thing. They bring to the temple. They're following by the Balinese music. We call gamelan. Just try to make balance. When angry, get spirit into our mind.
There are well over 2,000 temples in Bali, very important to the Balis. And this was the end of our tour in Bali. Next day we hopped on a ferry over to Penida Island. Very cheap hotel, but problems with things like leaking water caused us to have to switch rooms. But we got a nicer room for it. Since the beach was right out front, we could walk up and down the beach, which we did. Then we booked a tour around the island. Advice, if you're going to do this, start out in the morning very early, because all the tours there, the traffic really builds up. Our guide for the tour. The viewpoints were beautiful, but by the middle of the day, crowds. Boat tours are another way to see the island, and we probably should have done that. Then we discovered this place. This is called Cactus Beach. Enjoying life. It's totally free to go there and hang for an entire day. You might want to eat at the restaurant as well. This is another restaurant along the coast called The Chill. At that point, we moved to another hotel. The infrastructure on Penida is pretty bad. This hotel was extremely difficult to get to, even though it was actually a nice hotel. From here, we moved back to the mainland of Bali. I went for a dive here at this hotel, but unfortunately, it was nowhere near as good as something like Bonaire or the Florida Keys, which I've been to. That was our trip to Bali, part of our Southeast Asia trek. Frankly, Sandy and I were a bit disappointed. Bali is a beautiful state, but it suffers from that beauty. It doesn't have the infrastructure to handle the number of tourists that go there. If you're someone that is bothered by that, you won't find it to be your favorite destination. We're on to Thailand from here, Bangkok. See you there.